In the casual spaces of our lives, the break room at work, the group chat with friends, or a quiet conversation over coffee, gossip often feels like a harmless social currency. It's a way to bond, to share stories, and to feel a sense of connection through a shared narrative. But what if this seemingly innocent act is one of the most potent and insidious energetic traps that silently drains your personal field? Owen Hermstring's view shatters this illusion, reframing gossip not as a pastime, but as a direct, vibrational transaction with a steep cost. Every time you engage in spreading a negative story, you are not just talking about someone else. You are actively broadcasting a low-frequency signal of judgment, envy, fear, and negativity directly from your own energetic field. Think of your personal frequency, your unique signal to the universe, as a clear, pristine radio channel. Gossip is like turning on a constant stream of static and interference. It pulls your focus, your valuable creative energy, away from your own life and redirects it into the drama and perceived failings of another person. Hermstring posits that this is a critical drain on your field because your energy is always flowing where your attention goes. By dwelling on someone else's drama, you are, in essence, siphoning off your own creative power and pouring it into a story that is not yours to begin with. In his book, Hermstring starkly warns, every whispered judgment is a fee paid from your own energetic reserve. You pay a vibrational cost to sit in the echo chamber of another's drama, and that chamber will only ever echo back your own depleted state. This means that the more you engage in gossip, the more you attune yourself to a frequency of negativity and conflict. The universe, in its role as a perfect mirror, begins to reflect that frequency back to you, attracting more drama, judgment, and negativity into your own life. You inadvertently create your own echo chamber of conflict. This energetic trap is so dangerous because it is disguised as connection. You feel like you're bonding, but in reality, you're building a network based on low vibrational energy. The alternative is not to become a hermit or a silent observer, but to make a conscious, empowered choice to change your broadcast. When a negative story arises, you can choose to observe without judgment, to redirect the conversation, or to simply walk away. This act, small as it may seem, is a powerful reassertion of your energetic sovereignty. It keeps your frequency clean and your creative power focused on your own reality, allowing you to broadcast a clear signal of your desires without the clutter of external negativity. Avoiding the echo chamber of gossip is the first crucial step in protecting your field and ensuring that the signal you are sending out is one of creation, not depletion. We all experience hurt, betrayal, and injustice in our lives. These experiences can leave deep emotional wounds, and sometimes a heavy residue of resentment lingers long after the event itself. Conventional wisdom often tells us that holding on to resentment hurts the other person, but Owen Hermstring's energetic perspective reveals a far more profound and self-damaging truth. Unforgiveness is not a passive emotion. It is an active, relentless energetic tether that anchors you to the low frequency of a past event, continuously draining your present energy and preventing you from creating a vibrant future. Imagine your energetic field as a vessel carrying you through life. Resentment is like a heavy, vibrating anchor you've dropped into the murky waters of the past. This anchor doesn't just slow you down, it constantly pulls you backward, forcing you to relive the pain and the anger of the original event. Hermstring argues that this energetic link is a constant drain because your attention and therefore your energy is perpetually tied to the person or situation you haven't forgiven. In his book, he illustrates this with a powerful metaphor. Unforgiveness is like drinking poison and waiting for the other person to die. The only one suffering is you, tethered to a past that refuses to release its grip on your present frequency. This energetic tether emits a low, discordant frequency that pollutes your entire field, making it difficult to attract higher vibrational experiences like joy, peace, and abundance. The universe, sensing this persistent signal of pain and anger, often reflects back more situations that resonate with that low frequency, perpetuating a cycle of suffering. The act of forgiveness, in Hermstring's view, is not about condoning the actions of the other person or forgetting what happened. It is a radical act of self-liberation, a conscious severing of that energetic anchor. When you forgive, you are not doing it for the other person. You are doing it for yourself. You are reclaiming your energy, pulling up the heavy anchor that has been holding you back, and freeing your vessel to move forward unburdened. This doesn't mean the memory of the event disappears, but it means the emotional charge, the energetic drain, is released. The act of forgiveness allows your frequency to rise, making you a magnet for more positive and aligned experiences. It opens up space in your energetic field for new possibilities and allows your true signal of joy and creation to resonate without the interference of past pain. Releasing the weight of resentment is a crucial step in protecting your energetic boundaries and ensuring that your broadcast to the universe is one of freedom and forward momentum. When faced with a setback or disappointment, it is human nature to look for a reason, a source, a person, or a circumstance to hold accountable. We call it blame. It feels like a temporary release of pressure, a way to externalize our frustration. But according to Owen Hermstring's energetic philosophy, blame is not a solution. It is a powerful, active, energetic trap that creates a black hole in your personal field, siphoning off the very creative power you need to change your circumstances. When you point a finger, you are not just assigning responsibility. You are broadcasting a signal of powerlessness, willingly handing over your creative authority to an external person, event, or entity. Hermstring argues that blame is the energetic equivalent of a surrender. It shifts the locus of control from within you to outside of you. In his book, he makes this chillingly clear. Every moment spent pointing a finger is a moment your personal broadcast is muted. Blame is the energetic siphoning of your creative authority, willingly handed to another. You cannot create from a frequency of powerlessness. The moment you say, "My boss is to blame for my career plateau," "My partner is to blame for my unhappiness," or "The economy is to blame for my financial struggles," you are broadcasting to the universe that your reality is dictated by forces beyond your control. This frequency of victimhood is a stagnant, heavy signal that attracts more situations where you are powerless. The universe, in its role as a perfect mirror, simply reflects back more scenarios where you feel that your hands are tied, confirming your broadcast of victimhood. This trap is so effective at draining your field because it keeps you perpetually stuck in a loop of reaction rather than creation. You are no longer focused on what you can build or what frequency you can generate. You are stuck replaying the story of who wronged you. The creative energy that could be used to generate a new idea, find a solution, or change your frequency is instead consumed by the mental and emotional friction of assigning fault. It becomes a tireless exercise in futility. For example, a person blaming their ex-partner for their current unhappiness is actively broadcasting a signal of hurt and dependency on that past relationship. This prevents them from radiating a signal of self-love and readiness for a new, healthy connection. The blame siphons the energy needed to cultivate a new state of being, keeping them anchored to a story of victimhood. The alternative, according to Hermstring, is not to pretend that external events don't happen, but to reclaim your power by shifting your broadcast from "they did this to me" to "what is my next powerful step," regardless of what happened. This is the frequency of accountability, a signal of sovereignty that says, "I am the master of my own field, and my response is my creative power." We live in a culture that worships busyness. A packed calendar is often seen as a badge of honor, a sign of importance, ambition, and success. We fill every minute of our day with appointments, tasks, and commitments, believing that this constant state of motion is a prerequisite for productivity and progress. But according to Owen Hermstring, this frenetic pace is one of the most powerful and insidious energetic traps of the modern world. He doesn't see it as productivity. He sees it as a high-speed escape, a deliberate distraction designed to prevent you from ever having to sit in the stillness of your own frequency and confront your inner world. In this state of perpetual chaos, your personal broadcast becomes a scattered, incoherent signal that ultimately silences your most valuable asset, your inner wisdom. Think of your energetic field as a complex orchestra. When you are in a state of busyness, every instrument is playing a different dissonant tune at full volume. Your schedule is a chaotic conductor, demanding that you broadcast 1,000 different microsignals at once. A work email, a social obligation, a to-do list item, a personal chore. This scattered broadcast creates a noisy, weak, and ultimately ineffective signal that is unable to resonate with the clarity of the universe. Hermstring warns, a packed calendar is often a padded cell for the soul. The illusion of productivity is simply a high-velocity broadcast of chaos, a signal that deafens you to your own inner guidance. Your intuition, your gut feeling, and the insights you can receive from the universal broadcast all speak in subtle, quiet frequencies. They require stillness to be heard. When your field is full of the loud, frantic noise of busyness, these vital signals are completely drowned out. You become a person who is constantly reacting to the external world, not creating from your own internal wisdom. This energetic drain is particularly cruel because it tricks you into believing you are doing something productive when, in reality, you are simply consuming and dissipating your energy. Consider the executive who is so overcommitted they can't find a moment to think. They feel exhausted and uninspired, but they don't know why. They are in a trap, using the constant motion to avoid the inner reckoning that could reveal a profound truth about their career path. Or the socialite who uses a jam-packed social calendar to avoid spending time alone, unknowingly broadcasting a fear of solitude. The busyness prevents her from ever having to hear the subversive silence we discussed earlier, thus keeping her tethered to external validation. The solution, in Hermstring's view, is not to stop being productive, but to stop being chaotic. It is a conscious, disciplined choice to build energetic white space into your life, moments of stillness, reflection, and focused presence that allow your frequency to cohere and your inner wisdom to speak. It's a broadcast of clarity, intention, and peace, a powerful signal that will attract a reality of flow and effortless creation. In a world defined by highlight reels and curated success, comparison has become a global currency. We spend our time scrolling through the curated lives of others, measuring our own worth, progress, and joy against their achievements, appearances, and possessions. This feels like a normal, perhaps even motivational part of modern life. But Owen Hermstring reveals that comparison is a lethal energetic trap, a false currency that you pay with your own joy, siphoning the unique, sovereign signal of your brilliance and replacing it with a broadcast of lack and inadequacy. Hermstring warns that this trap is so potent because it forces you to broadcast a frequency that is inherently not your own. When you compare yourself to another, you are not celebrating their success. You are broadcasting a signal that says, "I am not enough. I am behind. I am lacking what they have." This is a contractive, dense, and draining frequency, as Hermstring starkly puts it in his writings. Comparison is a false currency. You trade your unique, sovereign signal for a broadcast of mimicry, and the exchange rate is your joy. A true broadcaster radiates their own frequency. An imitator dilutes their power in a desperate bid for resonance. Udur. This means that every moment spent measuring yourself against another person is a moment you are actively siphoning your own energetic field and sending out a signal that is both inauthentic and weak. The universe, in its role as a perfect mirror, has no choice but to reflect back experiences that confirm your inadequacy, sending you more reasons to feel less than. Your joy, which is an expansive and high vibrational frequency, simply cannot coexist with the low, contracting frequency of comparison. This trap is the antithesis of the energetic sovereignty we have discussed. It takes your focus off your own unique path and potential, diverting your creative power into the futile task of chasing someone else's reality. Consider the artist who stops creating because she compares her work to a famous painter's, or the entrepreneur who feels like a failure because her startup isn't growing as fast as a competitor's. Their energetic fields are being drained by a constant signal of inadequacy. They are not broadcasting their unique talent or their innovative ideas. They are broadcasting the frequency of their perceived failure, which in turn stifles their creativity and prevents them from attracting the very success they crave. The alternative is a radical return to self-worth. It is about shifting your broadcast from "I wish I were like them" to "I am my own masterpiece, on my own timeline." Or it is a conscious choice to celebrate your unique signal and to trust in its power and brilliance. This choice allows your field to expand, filling with the joyful, sovereign frequency of authenticity. When you radiate your unique signal without comparison, you become a magnet for opportunities that are a perfect match for you and you alone. You stop chasing a mirage and start creating your own oasis. If Owen Hermstring's insights into energetic traps resonated with you, this is your invitation to protect your field. Subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell to ensure you don't miss our next deep dive into mastering your frequency. Leave a comment below, sharing which trap drains your energy the most. Let's build a community of sovereign broadcasters together.